So this is the model that was designed by Leaney and Regan. So the book that we chose is based on There's a Hippopotamus on Our Roof Eating Cake. We chose the book because we felt that the main themes behind it coincided with that of design and technology, so creative and critical thinking and imagination, which comes through in the book. In reference to what year level this task would be appropriate for, we felt that it would be appropriate for upper primary, years 5 and 6, as some of the building of the systems and the design is very technical and would be too much for a younger child to grasp. However, we felt that this actual model could be used as a resource in the early years, along with a book to extend upon learning and further lessons. So the systems we used were the pneumatics and electricity, and these are actually contained in the box or in the model, which we'll go into later. So it simply works. We've connected the pneumatic system inside, however we do have the plunger at the back for one syringe. So to simply work the pneumatic system, you push one syringe, which forces the air pressure to move the other one up, therefore moving the hippo. And this is connected to the electrical system, so we've actually made a switch so that when you pull the plunger back and that forces back the air pressure, we have some metal connected on the back of the hippo, which is connected to a split pin, which makes the globe work. So therefore we've connected the two, which was quite difficult in the design process, but we did get there in the end. So what worked and what didn't? What worked, the design really worked for us. We didn't have too many difficulties. We tried to make it in line as much as we could with the book, so it's very plain, I guess you could say, in a way. It's very stock standard, and that's how it was represented in the book, as the hippo is part of the girl's imagination, so that's the main focus of the model. The pneumatic system did work for us. We didn't have many problems with that. It was very easy to connect it and have all the tubing together and connect it to the hippo. What didn't work for us very well, what we had a lot of problems with, was the electricity. Having the switch actually connect to have that power on to light up the globe, that was very troubling. We had to go through a few ideas and sort through different conductors and to find out which ones worked and which ones didn't, and it was very frustrating, but we just kept persisting, and eventually we found that it worked. Another thing that didn't really work for us is the globe isn't very strong. It doesn't have a high wattage, so you can't really see it that well, even though we've tried to incorporate for that by making the inside dark. So we'll have a quick look at the inside, just to have a bit of a visual demonstration. So inside, we've tried to contain it as much as we can to keep it neat. So we have our pneumatic system, so one plunger connected to the tubing. The next plunger is actually contained in the roof. So we tried to keep it as hidden as possible because it can be quite bulky. And then around here on the ground we've got our battery, and we've actually connected some of our wires using split pins as conductors, as we had some trouble connecting the wires together to keep the circuit closed. That was something we had trouble with. But we've started from the battery pack. We've connected the wires round and up here. So one end is connected to the globe, and then the other wire is connected to the other side of the globe, but goes up to the hippo, where we've actually connected a coin. We found that when we had aluminium foil or another split pin, there wasn't enough weight to force the hippo down, and therefore the circuit wouldn't close, or the switch wouldn't close on itself to light the globe up. So the coin has that added weight, and plus it conducts electricity, which is great. It then hits the split pin, which is connected to another wire, which goes down and is connected to the battery pack. So it's all one main circuit. So it took a little while to figure that out and get it working, but once we did, it worked. What would we do next time? The placement of the hippopotamus was something that caused a lot of trouble, purely for the reason that the roof is slanted, and therefore it makes it difficult to have the angle of the hippo how we originally wanted it. We would have liked it to stand up and have the arm moving up and down with the cake, but due to the angle of the roof, that just wasn't possible. And we originally, in the original plans, had talked about adding the little girl, the main character from the book. We would have maybe put her in the window and had her with some sort of interaction, either with another light or some small LEDs.